Welcome to the History channel. Today we delve into the life and ideology of Karl Marx. Born in the year 1818 in the city of Trier, Germany, Karl Marx was the third of 9 children in a Jewish family that had embraced Lutheran Christianity. His father, Heinrich Marx, was a lawyer and a man of enlightenment who imparted in young Marx a passion for social justice and a keen interest in history and philosophy. Marx's formal education began at the high school level in Trier. Known for his rebellious nature, he was often at odds with the school's strict disciplinary environment. This rebellious streak would continue to be a significant part of his personality throughout his life. In 1835, at the age of 17, Marx enrolled at the University of Bonn to study law, following in his father's footsteps. However, his time at Bonn was marked by a lack of discipline, and after just a year, his father transferred him to the more serious and academically focused University of Berlin. It was at Berlin that Marx's intellectual journey truly began. Here he was introduced to the works of the philosopher G.W.F. Hegel, whose ideas deeply influenced him. Marx became involved with a group known as the Young Hegelians, a collection of radical thinkers who were challenging the existing political and religious establishments. Marx's interest gradually shifted from law to philosophy. He became increasingly critical of the existing societal structures and developed a deep interest in the plight of the working class. This period was the genesis of Marx's revolutionary ideas, setting the stage for the development of his ideological framework. Thus, Marx's early life set the foundation for the revolutionary ideas he would later introduce. Marx's ideologies were radical, and he expressed them in a number of works. Karl Marx, a name that resonates through history, was a philosopher, economist, historian, sociologist, political theorist, journalist, and socialist revolutionary. His works, primarily the Communist Manifesto and Das Kapital, have left an indelible mark on the world. The Communist Manifesto, co-authored with Friedrich Engels, was published in 1848, a year of great political upheaval across Europe. It presented an analytical approach to the class struggle and the problems of capitalism. The manifesto proposed that society has been historically divided into warring classes, the bourgeoisie, or capitalist class, and the proletariat, or working class. Marx argued that the capitalist system was inherently exploitative, leading to an inevitable clash between these two classes. Das Kapital, on the other hand, was Marx's magnum opus. It delved deeper into his critique of capitalism, dissecting its economic mechanisms. Marx illustrated how surplus value, the difference between the value a worker produces and his wage, was the source of profit in a capitalist system. He argued that this disparity was a form of exploitation, leading to a concentration of wealth among a few, while the majority languished in poverty. Central to Marx's ideology was the concept of historical materialism, a theory that posited that the economic structure of society, the base, shaped its political and ideological superstructure. In other words, Marx believed that the nature of a society's economic system determined its social institutions, its politics, and the dominant ideas within it. Marx also introduced the idea of class struggle, seeing it as the engine of history. He believed that the history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles, conflicts between the ruling classes who control the means of production and the ruled classes who produce the goods. Marx suggested that this struggle would eventually lead to the overthrow of the bourgeoisie and the establishment of a classless society. Marx further developed the concept of alienation, the idea that in a capitalist society, workers are alienated from the product of their labor, from their productive activity, from their fellow workers, and from their own human potential. He contended that this alienation was a fundamental aspect of capitalism and a major driver of the class struggle. Marx's ideologies have had a profound impact on the world, influencing a broad spectrum of disciplines including economics, political science, history, and sociology. His works have been translated into numerous languages and have been studied, debated, and critiqued extensively. Yet Marx's works and ideologies have also been a subject of intense controversy. Critics argue that his ideas, particularly those related to class struggle and revolution, have been used to justify authoritarian regimes and human rights abuses. Others contest his economic theories, suggesting that they are flawed and outdated. These controversies, however, have not diminished the significance of Marx's ideologies, but rather have added to the fascination and intrigue surrounding his works. Marx's works were undoubtedly radical, challenging the status quo and providing a new lens through which to view society and its economic structures. They offered a scathing critique of capitalism and proposed a revolutionary path towards a classless society. Whether one agrees with Marx's ideologies or not, it is impossible to deny the profound and lasting impact they have had on our world. Marx's works have been influential, yet they have also been a subject of controversy. Marx's ideologies have had a profound impact, but not without significant controversy. Indeed, the ripple effect of Marx's theories has been felt worldwide, influencing various political movements and governments. However, this influence has not come without its fair share of criticism and controversy. Let's delve into the influence first. Marx's most significant contribution, his critique of capitalism and his vision of a classless society, have been the bedrock of numerous political movements. These movements were often carried out in the name of the working class, the proletariat, who Marx believed were exploited under capitalism. Marx's ideas were instrumental in shaping the political landscapes of countries like Russia, China, Cuba, and Vietnam, where leaders adopted Marxist ideologies to establish socialist or communist regimes. However, these political movements and the governments they spawned have been a source of intense controversy. Critics argue that the implementation of Marx's ideas has often led to totalitarian regimes, marked by authoritarian rule, suppression of individual freedoms, and economic instability. The most glaring examples of this are perhaps the Soviet Union under Stalin and China under Mao Zedong, where millions suffered due to political purges, famines, and economic mismanagement. Moreover, Marx's ideas have been accused of promoting class warfare. His theory of historical materialism posits that societies progress through a struggle between the classes, inevitably leading to a revolution by the proletariat. Critics argue that this theory incites conflict and division within society, as it categorizes individuals based on their economic status, creating an us versus them mentality. Furthermore, the concept of dictatorship of the proletariat, a state of affairs Marx proposed as a necessary transitional stage towards a classless society, has been heavily criticized. Critics argue that this idea has been manipulated by leaders to justify their authoritarian rule, leading to widespread human rights abuses and the concentration of power in the hands of a few. Marx's ideas have also been accused of being utopian and unrealistic. His vision of a classless society where individuals contribute according to their ability and receive according to their needs, critics argue, fails to account for human nature and the complexities of a modern economy. They contend that such a system would disincentivize work, stifle innovation, and lead to economic stagnation. Despite these criticisms, it's important to note that many defenders of Marx argue that the failures of so-called Marxist regimes are not a reflection of Marx's ideas, but rather their misinterpretation and misuse by leaders who sought to consolidate their power. They maintain that Marx's critique of capitalism and his call for a more equitable society remain relevant, especially in light of growing income inequality and the exploitation of workers in many parts of the world. Furthermore, some scholars argue that Marx's ideas have been misunderstood and that his critique of capitalism was not a call for its abolition, but rather its reform. They maintain that Marx recognized the productive potential of capitalism but sought to mitigate its negative effects, such as poverty and inequality. In conclusion, while Marx's ideas have undeniably influenced political movements and governments worldwide, they have also sparked intense debate and controversy. They have been accused of promoting class warfare, leading to totalitarian regimes, and being utopian and unrealistic. However, many defenders of Marx argue that these criticisms stem from a misunderstanding or misuse of his ideas, and that his critique of capitalism and vision for a more equitable society remain relevant. Whether one agrees or disagrees with Marx's ideas, their influence and controversy are undeniable. Despite the passage of time, Marx's ideas continue to resonate today. In the whirlwind of our contemporary socio-political discourse, the spectre of Marx still lingers, presenting perspectives that many find relevant. Indeed, Marx's ideas, whether you deem them insightful or incendiary, have found a place in today's discussions, particularly those surrounding wealth inequality and labor rights. Consider the issue of wealth inequality. It's a topic that's dominated headlines and policy debates in recent years, as the gap between the rich and the poor continues to widen. Marx's critique of capitalism, his emphasis on the exploitation of the proletariat by the bourgeoisie, echoes in these discussions. His depiction of a society divided by class struggle, where wealth and power are concentrated in the hands of a few, rings true for many in the face of today's socio-economic disparities. Then there's the matter of labor rights. The struggle for fair wages, safe working conditions, and the right to organize is as relevant now as it was in Marx's time. His assertion that laborers are entitled to the fruits of their work, that they should not be reduced to mere cogs in the capitalist machine, resonates with those advocating for workers' rights today. It's important to note, however, that contemporary relevance doesn't equate to wholesale acceptance. Marx's ideas, after all, have been at the heart of some of the most divisive and destructive events in human history. They've been used to justify authoritarian regimes and economic systems that have led to widespread poverty and suffering, and yet they've also been a source of inspiration, a call to action for those seeking to challenge the status quo and build a more equitable society. They've fueled movements for social and economic justice, spurring on those who believe, as Marx did, that a better world is possible. Marx's ideas, controversial as they may be, still provoke thought and discussion today. These discussions, these debates, are a testament to the enduring power of his ideas, a reminder that, for better or worse, Marx's legacy remains a part of our collective consciousness. In summary, Marx's life, works, and ideas have had a lasting impact on the world. Born into a world of traditional power structures, Marx sought to challenge these through his writings and ideology. His works, such as the Communist Manifesto and Das Kapital, have become cornerstones of leftist thought, promoting a utopian vision that has inspired many and alarmed others. The influence of Marx's ideology has been profound and far-reaching, stirring immense controversy and sparking revolutions. His ideas have left an indelible imprint on the political landscape, shaping nations and challenging societal norms. Yet the relevance of Marx's ideas continues to be a topic of heated debate today. As we grapple with issues of social inequality and economic disparity, the philosophies of this revolutionary thinker continue to provoke thought and discourse. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to the iHistory channel, like and share. Also, don't forget to activate the notification bell. Until next time, keep exploring history with us.